Hey, Suzanne here with caregiverhaven.com. We have a couple of really great questions again today, sent in from our members, and thank you for sending them in. Please keep sending them. These are amazing, and I'm so glad to help you with them. This one says, Mom has had 3 near falls in 2 weeks. It's the same pattern. She stands up, gets wobbly. She grabs the counter. She recently got a higher blood pressure dose and also takes something to sleep better. She keeps saying, I'm fine, but I can tell that she's scared too. And I'm scared the next one is going to be a broken hip. What's the first thing that I should check? And this is from Donna, and she's in Ohio. Thank you, Donna, for sending this. This is very common with blood pressure medications. It makes a lot of people fall. And what happens is this. And the first thing you have to do is to do a sit to stand up check for orthopedic hypotension. What I mean by that is you put the blood pressure cuff on her arm, and then she's sitting. Give it a few minutes, let her rest with the blood pressure cuff on her arm, no talking. Take her blood pressure. Still, with her not talking, you're going to have her stand up. Blood pressure cuff remains on her arm. Wait a few seconds or even 30 seconds. Take her blood pressure again. See if it has dropped more than 20 points on the top. If it has, it's most likely orthostatic hypotension. Okay? You could also call her doctor's office or even the pharmacy. Sometimes they have a blood pressure cuff, and they'll be glad to demonstrate this for you. And it's a quick thing to check. It takes no time at all, but it sees if her blood pressure is dropping over 20 points, that top number. If it is, it's orthostatic hypotension. That means the blood is not moving into her brain as fast as it should. And when we don't have oxygen in our brain, we get woozy, okay? The second thing you're going to do is review all medications, and this includes all the over-counter medications as well. These are medications that fall into categories like creams and powders, vitamins, minerals, anything else you might take. These cause falls, especially Tylenol PM, Advil PM. So call the prescriber and see if the low, blood pressure symptoms are caused to wooziness or weakness. Now, this could be a weakness in her legs, so we're not sure. You want to be a little detective here. If it's not orthostatic hypotension, right? Then what it might be is she's off balance from her legs being weak. One knee hurts, a foot hurts, something like that, because you said she's wobbly. So it may not be the hypotension at all. It may be something else. Other thing you want to look at are timing changes. So if she's not getting woozy in the evenings, maybe she's not taking her blood pressure medicine then, or if she is, maybe that's when her blood pressure is the highest. And so the blood pressure medicine is not dropping her blood pressure. I'll tell you a quick story here. I've had patients come into my office who have said, when I take my blood pressure medicine in the morning, I'm really kind of off balance. And man, I just don't feel like I can even get up without being woozy. But when I take it at night, I'm fine. So what I have them do is a blood pressure check. And for 14 days, 2 weeks, they take their blood pressure once a day. But they take it in the morning one day, in the afternoon the next day. They're still taking their medications, but they take it in the morning one day. They take it in the afternoon the next day. They take it in the evening the next day. Now, they always take it before they take their medications, before they take the blood pressure medication, because I want to see what it looks like when they, get up in the morning. So they would do that, and they'd start to see a pattern form. They'd start to see that their blood pressure is really low in the morning, maybe, or their blood pressure is really low in the afternoon. Everybody's different. Maybe their blood pressure is really low in the evening. Everybody has a different biological clock here going on with their blood pressure. It changes throughout the day. It constantly does. So, but we want to see if there's some kind of pattern. So my patients, I would direct them on when and how to take their blood pressure based on what these blood pressures look like, either in the morning, the afternoon, or the evening. And that is something only you can do, is a 14-day taking their blood pressure once a day, not 3 times a day. That gets them too anxious and their blood pressure goes up. You can't do that. You got to do it once a day, morning, the next day afternoon, the next day evening, and you start to see this pattern form. And you take that information and give it to the doctor and let the doctor figure out what is the best time for them to take their medication. That will help them change their wobbliness tremendously. Okay, question number 2. Dad keeps blaming the floor. Okay, they built this house wrong. But he only gets unsteady about an hour after his meds. All right, so we probably think it's his meds. He won't admit dizziness. He just gets quiet and moves like he's half asleep. And last night he clipped the hallway wall with his shoulder and laughed it off. But I'm watching him get shakier. How do I connect the dots without him shutting down? This is from Mark in Colorado. Thank you, Mark, for sending this in. Okay, you're right. I would head down the road of the medications first. And I want you to track the 1 hour after his medications pattern. And I want you to do this for all his medications. I need to have you do it for his morning medications, if he's taking afternoon medications, those 2, and especially his evening medications. And I'm talking about his over-the-counter medications as well. Anything he puts on or inside his body in terms of medications or vitamins or minerals. I mean, there's a lot out there that are natural, medications, natural minerals and vitamins that cause sleepiness too. So we have to separate. We're going to have to figure out which is causing what. All right. Note the dizziness, note the wobbliness, note the slow to get up, the slow to walk, the near falls, the near misses, all of this stuff. Note that and note the time that he took his medications. And then when you see the wobbliness, then I want you to either call the pharmacist or go and see the pharmacist and say, here is what I have. Preferably at least a week or 14 days is the best. So once you do this, 14 days of tracking, then the pharmacist can say, hey, it might be this medication. The other thing you have to ask is if he's taking I've talked about this before, stacking. If he's taking a medication and then he's stacking it for tiredness, and then on top of that, he's taking a medication for sleep, a sleep aid. And then he's taking an over-the-counter, diphenhydramine, which is Benadryl. And he's taking something with that in it. Does that cause the sleepiness? Only the pharmacist can tell you, but you make sure you take all the medications with you to the pharmacy and have the pharmacist tell you, are all of these doing the same thing, making him too sleepy? Because then the pharmacist or the doctor has to sort out which one is causing it. So once you do that, then you call the doctor and you request a blood pressure medication adjustment if his blood pressure is dropping too low after the dosing. Make a quick home safety check tonight. Make sure the night lights are on. Make sure there's clear paths while you fix these meds. Always look at the pathways, because I've had them say, Suzanne, I was just walking along and all of a sudden it's like somebody, slapped a 12-inch board in front of my feet, and I just tripped and fell. There is often no reason why they did it. They just tripped and fell. They stepped wrong and they went down. It doesn't have to be anything there either. We look at rugs, we look at, things in the hallway, we look at bad lighting, we look at that. But sometimes if you've ever just walked and as you see a kid run, they get going too fast and they fall, or they step wrong and bam, they're down. It doesn't have to be an outside. It can just be an internal way that they stepped. So if this helped you, please subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up. And then be sure to share it with somebody else who is going through this very same thing. You don't know, but they're out there. And this allows YouTube to share it with more and more people. Also, I've given you a free tool in the description. It's going to track your meds, and it's going to have the questions that you really need to ask the pharmacist. So take care. We're going to talk soon. I'll see you in the next video.